Welcome to Local SEO in 10. This is your go-to podcast for answers about how you can grow your local business online easily and quickly. Brought to you by local SEO experts Magnified Media in Walnut Creek, California. In each 10-minute episode, our digital marketing expert Adam Duran answers your questions on how you can get more leads for your business fast. Remember, if you're not taking care of this part of your business right now, you can bet your competitors are. And now, here's our host with the questions, Jamie Duran, and our expert with the answers, Adam Duran.
Hello, Adam.
Hey, Jamie, how's it going?
Oh, great with me. How about you?
Couldn't be better. Always great.
Can you see the sun where you are?
Could be better. Kind of. It's a red sun.
What was that? That movie that from Harrison Ford,
Blade Runner.
It's definitely Blade Runner.
Yep.
Weather. Yeesh. Very
crazy.
smoky.
We are in Northern California, and our air quality index, whatever, is unhealthy.
Not great.
Very unhealthy is what it says. Don't go outside for exercise. So stay inside. That's okay. That's where I work. I'm not. I don't work on the beach. I know. Contrary to everyone's image of me, I'm not on the beach doing all this.
You're not under a palm tree sipping an umbrella drink.
No, I don't like that. That doesn't sound nice to me. All right, but what sounds nice to me, Jamie? Are
What's
you ready?
That? I'm ready.
Oh my gosh! What sounds nice is getting this podcast done, getting this information out there. So today's topic: what should I add to my pages to make them rank even better?
Even better?
Even better. So you are...
What's better than one?
Well, to rank for a lot of different stuff. And anyway, what's better than one? That's correct. Let's get you to one. And this is kind of how we do this. And you know, when you make a blog article or an authority building article, so it's a frequently asked question and answer to that. You know, you want, first, of course, you want to always have awesome content. And that means awesome content in Google's eyes is not 100 words. It's going to have to be, you know, aim for 750 to 1,500 words for your article. So make sure it's great and it's formatted well and it's easy to read and accurate, informative, all that good stuff. Okay.
Yep.
Next, add some photos or images to that article. You know, people want to see some, you know, if it's related to the article, they want to see some brilliant images. Now, you know, if you want to make an image, you can go to Canva and make something nice, you know, make it look pretty and all that stuff. If you want to make an infographic, you can do that. Infographics, you know, basically serve to make a complicated subject look beautiful and easier to understand. Those are great too. Make sense?
Yeah, but in an earlier podcast, you've said adding, you know, really nice pictures will slow the page down. What do you say to that?
Make sure that you have the pictures are JPEGs. So and then when you make a JPEG, you can actually reduce that file size. You can cut down the resolution so it looks good, but it doesn't need to look fantastic. So it can look good enough, and then you can save that file size. So it won't slow your site down that way.
So if you go to someone's site and it's loading and loading and loading, and that usually indicates the picture is gigantic.
Right. So that's usually the number one thing that slows down a site is their photos or images that aren't sized correctly. But all of the stuff we're going to talk about, I should have explained at the beginning, is to increase two things. One is time on page and one is dwell time. So weirdly, the dwell time is the amount of time they're going to be on that page. And then the time on page or time on site means the time they're going to go to that page, and then they're going to click on other pages on your site. So super important metrics for both that page and for your website as a whole. So all of these things that add anything that adds functionality or time, the person, if it's an infographic, they're going to click on that. They're going to read it some more. They're going to, kind of take more time to take in that information while they're reading. All of that stuff helps. So all of these things we want to increase that. And that's basically what Google is looking for for authority. So it's that time on that page and that time on that site. So the more of these that you have, the better. Or keeping in mind, you don't want a dog slow page. Okay.
Definitely. Then you lose your visitors.
Right. Then that's the anti, dwell time is the, bounce rate. And so you don't want that bounce rate to be really fast. Okay. Next. This is one that some of our clients find counterintuitive. We always include YouTube videos on our YouTube videos on the page. And it doesn't have to be from the client or from your business, as long as it's related to that subject. Basically, when you embed a YouTube video on there, on that web page, what does that do?
That sends people to YouTube, and YouTube is owned by.
No, it doesn't send them. When you embed them on that page, they can press play and watch that YouTube video while they're on your site.
Yeah, but that's YouTube's owned by Google, and Google likes Google.
Sure, that's true too.
All right, thank you.
But
I'm right again.
Okay, it's a mulligan or something. I don't know. All right, but what that does, it increases the dwell time. So that's what we want. All right. Other thing, a lawsuit came down a couple years ago that said you can include Instagram images on your site. Now, Instagram has a way that you can embed that photo from Instagram, as long as it's a public photo. It's not some private account. As long as it's a public photo, you can embed that on your webpage. And according to Instagram, now that is fully within their terms of service for you to do so. So that's awesome.
Is it anyone's Instagram?
As long as it's public, and that's very important. So,
all right, time to put Kanye West and the other gal on my homepage.
Yeah, as long as they're in front of some solar panels. Yes.
Kardashian. That's who.
Yes.
Yes, I'm way in touch. That's why.
All right. Then the other thing, say for example, you're writing about a location. You want to include you can embed a map on that page as well. So that's another kind of cool thing that will, people might move that map around and take a look at it and go, oh, that's interesting. And then that way, you're increasing dwell time.
What about, can you embed Dropbox links?
I don't know why you would want to do that.
Well, if they show up as pictures.
Dropbox link?
Yeah, to a picture or, for example, a finished solar project. It'd be nice to just put the links in and not the actual pictures.
No. Sorry. Because the reason is because when you click on that Dropbox link, you're going to go off of the website. We want to keep them there. So keeping them clicking on your website and on that page is the number one thing we're talking about here. So no really outbound links. You want to be embedding all these things. What other people like to do is you can put in quizzes or polls, a downloadable assessment, have a place where you can subscribe, that kind of stuff. That increases that functionality as long as it keeps them on that page. That's what you want. Okay. Now, one of the cool things that I want to talk about that we love adding to our pages is, if I'm an AC repair, or if I'm an installer of ACs, and someone comes to my site, most likely the number one question is going to be how much. So how much is it going to cost me to do whatever? So having some kind of cost calculator on that page where they have to type in various, variables. Basically, a web developer can create this for you, and you can put them on all of your pages. So that way, it's answering one of the most important questions that every visitor has, which is how much is whatever going to cost me. So having that as a widget on that page where the answer comes through by giving your email address, we love those. So basically, if you have a ton of these great articles where people are coming to, that's their entrance to your business, to your website, it's really important that you have something that gets something, preferably their email address, or because, think about it. I'm not going to find out or want to find out how much an air conditioner is from wherever. If I want to find that information, I'm very serious, right? I'm shopping for it. Mm-hmm. So now having them join your email list, that's a great way for them to get to know your company better. And eventually, they most likely, I don't know, they could be purchasing from you. So good job.
All right.
All right. It also has the added effect of dwell time and the time on your site too. Last, of course, is something that everyone says, which is your call to action, which is basically, hey, now that you've read this great article, this is what we do. This is how we can help. This is how we serve and who we serve. Contact us today by clicking here. That takes takes that visitor to your contact page. All of that keeps them on your website, which is really, really important. There you go.
All right. That's pretty simple.
Those are all the things that we like to include on any of these authority building pages. Very different from your service page or your home page, of course. But all of these are basically what happens is when you create something like this, it shows high up in Google rankings, and that's the entrance to your website. And so people will go directly to that page. And then now they've been introduced to your business and how your business can serve them. So super important.
Great.
Yeah.
That sounds good.
Yep. All of those are my I don't know, top 8 tips. There you go.
Jeez, that's a lot of tips.
Yeah.
Well, very good. Anything else you want to add?
No. Any other questions?
Well, will this slow this page down? Just kidding.
Yes. That's why I don't do too many of them, but do some of them. Definitely do a bunch. I mean, the Instagram thing we love to do. Wow. Other people, one thing we've seen people do is those animated, those GIFs of celebrities. I'm not a big fan of putting those on a business site because we don't really know who owns those.
Yep.
So kind of in my opinion, stay away from that stuff.
I was just kidding, of course.
Yeah, but they are cool. And sometimes they're a little, big on the size. So.
On that same theme, I do see quite a few sites that embed memes that they obviously found on the internet. And I'm like, yes. Oh no.
Yeah, you don't want to
owned by somebody too.
Right. So anytime basically the law here is going to catch up someday, and somebody could email you and say, hey, I made that, you put it up there and I own that. So pony up. Yeah. That's everyone's nightmare. So avoiding that by creating your own images, staying within the law, that's definitely a big thing to do.
Yeah, that's kind of important.
Yeah.
All right. We will wrap it up there. If you do have a question for Adam, our local SEO expert, feel free to reach out to us on our Facebook page, Local SEO in 10, or our LinkedIn page, Local SEO in 10. And then if you have a question about local SEO or anything to do, go to magnifiedmedia.net and then click on the podcast. You'll be able to search virtually for any topic, any and all topics on local SEO in 10. And then if you are a business owner and you know another business owner that might be interested in learning how they can increase their rankings in Google to drive more business to them, feel free to share this podcast. And then, of course, give us 5 stars and wherever you're listening to it and share it out. We will talk to you next week.
Woo! Thanks a lot, everybody.
That's all for now. Thanks for listening to this episode of Local SEO in 10 with Google local marketing expert Adam Duran. Join us each week for answers to your questions on how to best harness the power of the internet to grow your business. Speaking of questions, got some? Message us through our Facebook page, Local SEO in 10, and we'll be sure to give you your answer on an upcoming episode. This episode of Local SEO in 10 is brought to you by Magnified Media, the leading online marketing agency in Northern California, who invite you to grow your business by magnifying your online visibility and credibility. Visit them on the web at www.magnifiedmedia.com. Magnify your business, magnify your profits.